In today's video, we decided to share some stories from back when we were in school. Now, before the video begins, I would just like to explain that all of these clips from this are a bit older clips. However, they were only ever posted to TikTok, so I decided why not go ahead and share them over here too, so you guys can see them. So with that being said, I had this teacher in kindergarten who, for some reason, bro, I still to this day do not know why the fuck she made me pull a light all the time. So we had a stoplight that was green, yellow, and red. There was hardly any days where I would ever go home with a green light, bro. For no reason. She would have me pull a light for like the smallest fucking thing. She'd be like telling the class to sit down to do like a story time, and everyone would go run and sit down. I'd be on my fucking way to go sit down, and she'd have me pull a light because I'm not sitting down. And I'm like, why me? There's like 3 other kids standing up. Why do I have to pull one? There'd be times where like the entire class is talking and I say one thing, I have to pull a light. And I'm like, why am I the one being singled out? Eventually, I got kind of smart with it, right? There was this one kid on my bus, and I would ask him for like a marker or a Sharpie or something, and he'd be like, yeah, sure, what color you want? Because he would draw on the bus all the time. I was like, well, do you have a green? He was like, nah, I don't have any green, but I've got like purple and stuff. And I was like, purple might work. I took his purple Sharpies every day, all right? Over the little yellow sad face that the teacher would draw, I would put a purple happy face. And then whenever my mom would go to look at it whenever I got home, she'd be like, why is this face purple and not green? And I was like, oh, she said that she ran out of green, so she used purple. Bro, I finessed the fuck out of this shit for like a month straight, right? My mom kind of caught on. She was like, so how the hell does she not have a green marker after like a month? She ended up like calling up at the school, and the teacher was like, no, I haven't run out of green. So my mom found out that I was lying, right? I got my ass busted for lying, and nothing changed after that. I still got fucking yellow lights. You know how in parking lots there's like the stopper thing at the front of the parking space? We were in high school right after lunch. Me and my group of friends, we were like, you know what, we're fucking bored. Let's try to run across these parking lot stopper thing. Let's just try to see how fast we can do it. So we were just going up and down them, and then it's my friend's turn to get up there. Dude gets on it, like slowly hops from one to the second one, and then from the second one to the third one, he like twists his ankle onto the third one, and then falls down onto the ground and bounces off of the pavement and slides at the same time in front of the whole school, dude, in front of everyone. They all saw him and started laughing.
He can't get any female he ever tried to talk to after that. There's no way.
He got up. His face was so red, bro. He was so embarrassed, and he was like, shut up, quit bringing attention to me, shut up.
We all chilling, eating our food and whatever. This old lady walks by. She says something. Oh, what grade are you guys in? And we're like, oh, we're seniors in high school. She's like, oh, you guys got plans? You going to college and all that? So, you know, we were all answering her questions and all that. She's like, oh, that's good. She's giving us all this great advice, bro. She's like, make sure to always keep faith and all that. And remember, Jesus is always there for you. Like 2 seconds go by and nobody said nothing. You just hear drivers start laughing. And then because of that, we all start laughing. And then I think she thought we were like just being mean. We all felt bad. We were just like, no, we're sorry. Our friend's just stupid. That's all.
It was because she said, y'all want to know about Jesus?
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't hold it in, bro. I tried.
There was this one kid in my class. His name was Michael. This dude would show up to school high all the time. He also vaped, right? And there was this one time we were in, I think, one of our history classes. Michael's over here vaping in the middle of class, trying to hide it, you know, but you know how vapes make the smoke or fog or whatever. So you can't really hide that. And so he's sitting here in the middle of class with the vape like tucked down his jacket sleeve and just taking hits off of it, like looking like he's chewing on his wrist or something. And the teacher walks up to him and he's like, what are you doing? And he was like, nothing. And he had just taken a hit off of his vape. So he's
came out his mouth?
No, so he's holding it all in. At this point, he couldn't hold it in anymore, dude. He had to like exhale. So what he does is he exhales and the smoke comes out of his nose. And the teacher was like, you're not doing anything. What just came out of your nose? And he's like, you're making me mad. The teacher sent him straight to the office after that. Dude was so mad for the rest of the day. There was this kid who used to be my best friend. I'm sitting on the bus, you know, on the way home. This kid was on the same bus as me. There was one day he was just sitting on the bus right next to me, and the bus driver knew that we were friends, so she would sit us right next to each other because we had assigned seats. This kid, bro, he looks over at me and he says, you know what? I think I want to beat my meat. And he takes his fucking jacket and puts it over him and starts beating his meat in the seat right fucking next to me on the bus, bro. And I was like, bro, you really got to do that right fucking now? What is wrong with you?
5 more minutes. to get home first.
He really couldn't, bro. He's like, damn, I see one of them hot ass high school bitches. I gotta bust a load right now.
So what did he plan to do with the product that he produced.
I don't know if he was just gonna bust the load into his underwear, into his pants, or into his jacket, but he was busting the load somewhere, bro. So you know how usually in graduations you wear a black gown, right?
Yeah, we
it
had
was
a
dark blue.
Okay, so yeah, it's usually like the school colors or black. So our school colors was red, white, and black, and our grade wanted to be different. They were like, yeah, let's do something other than black. They've always done black, and they were like, let's do white. And then we were like, why? So we can look like the fucking. Why?
Exactly.
Why? One of the biggest arguments, apart from the thing, they weren't really worried about the part. They were like, we're not wearing pointy hoods so it doesn't look like that. Their main concern was girls with all of their makeup on getting the makeup on the white gown. So this is what the result was. The guys wear white and the girls wear red. And I was like, why? So we can look like the with clan leaders? Why?
Exactly.
This is stupid.
That's worse.
I was like,
They
just
made
do
it
black.
worse. They made it worse.
There were these two girls, they got mad at each other, and instead of fighting each other, they got their boyfriends to fight each other. And neither one of them wanted to fight, so they were just sitting right there, everybody's chanting fight, and neither of them want to fight. And one of them just starts crying, right? And the other dude, he's just standing there like he probably doesn't even want to hurt him. He's just like, do I even have to do this? Like, he did nothing to me. It didn't matter, bro. Everybody was chanting fight, so they just started swinging. Nobody hit a single punch. They were just swinging everywhere till the teacher finally stepped in and stopped everything.
We had this cold rapper in our grade called 30 Rounds, who's never made a song unless it was written in toilet paper.
We were in English class, and my English teacher, he was a pretty weird guy. For some reason, he had a bookshelf with a bunch of like empty cans. For some reason, 30 decides to attempt to either climb the bookshelf or get something from the top shelf or something. He puts his foot on like the second rung of the bookshelf, just pops out of place, and all the cans fall down on top of him. And it's like the loudest sound ever. He's laying there in these cans. Everybody just looks at him silently. And then our teacher comes into the classroom. He's like, what have you done this time? He gets up so scared. He's like, it wasn't even me. I promise it wasn't me, as he's standing between all the cans.
When I was in like 7th or 8th grade, I had this one teacher. He was going around asking the class what we wanted to be whenever we got older. Like, what did we want to do as a job? Whenever it got to my turn, I wanted to be a full-time content creator, whether it be on YouTube, TikTok, streaming. Like, I don't give a fuck. Just something with content creation. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I've wanted to do since I can remember. I wasn't finna tell my entire 7th and 8th grade class that. I'm not about to get humiliated for the rest of my high school years. So what my thing was at the time I was playing basketball, I just pulled some shit out of my ass, bro. I was like, I just want to be a professional basketball player. This teacher looks me dead in the eye and starts laughing and says, good luck with that. And I was like, bro, this isn't even my real dream, but you're such an asshole, bro.
I bet that was his dream when he was a kid. Yeah, I'm gonna be a professional NBA player. And now look at him.
Fucking balding bitch ass.
I was waiting for my grandma to come pick me up from school. I was sitting in the hallway with all the other kids who didn't ride the bus, and we're supposed to like fold our legs so that we don't like have our feet all out in the hallway, right? They call this crisscross applesauce for some reason. Nobody ever told me this. So it's first day of school. I'm just sitting there with my legs out, and this teacher gets in my face, and she's just looking down at me yelling, crisscross applesauce. Like, she's just yelling it, bro. And I'm sitting there, 5-year-old me, so confused about why this random lady is yelling at me about applesauce. I'm just like staring at her like, I don't know what you want me to do. I should just say, what does that mean? But no, I just look at her. And then eventually I look around and I'm like, hey, yo, why everybody legs folded like that? I want to do that too. So I fold my legs, and she's like, finally, how long does it take you to just do crisscross applesauce? Bro, you could have told me what that meant. Like, I was traumatized, bro.
Whenever you guys were in school, did you guys ever get called on while you had a boner in the middle of class and had to figure out a way really quickly as to how to hide it or make it go down?
Nah, I had a little dick.
Stubby King, stand up.
Nah, I'm fucking around. Yeah. But I was called up to the board. I'd say this like 9th grade. And my teacher, he called me up to the board that I deal with this math problem. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. He put the thickest girl in class in front of me, bro. He was saying 2 times 2 is 4. I was feeling, god damn, when could I get this girl in my door, bro? I had my thing, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking, so I was like, fuck, I gotta think of something. And I was like, I don't really understand it. Can you explain to me again? Everybody was like, he get to explain it, and I get my shit down, and I get up. I thought big brain IQ, but like, I almost got compromised.
I'm never gonna be able to look at Lifesaver gummies the same ever again. So back in high school, my friend and I were on the basketball team. We were going to an away game or coming back from one, something like that. And there was a senior on the bus who had some Lifesaver gummies, like the big ones. And he was just sitting back there, vibing, eating them. And my friend saw that he wanted one. And he was like, oh man, can I have one of those? And he was like, yeah, sure. A little bit of time passes, right? And he eventually gives him one. Another friend of ours who was sitting next to the senior and could see everything that he was doing saw that the senior took this Lifesaver Lifesaver gummy, took it out of the bag, put his junk within the hole in the middle of the Lifesaver gummy, took it off while it was still in like perfect shape, just stretched out a little bit, you know, and then handed it back to him, and my friend just chowed that shit down, bro.
For what purpose does he just decide to just choose violence for no reason?
Have you ever had a teacher who would just like randomly, outrageously react to the question you asked them, to the point where it's like they're trying to make the other children laugh at you?
Yes, bro. Teachers always gotta be so extra for no fucking reason.
Our 8th grade math teacher, I walked up to her, I'm like, excuse me, do you have change for a $5 bill? She looked at me with a straight face and then said,
What?
busted out laughing. She said, you think I have extra 5 on a teacher's salary?
You made like an alien sound, bro. What did you do?
That was me going like, that was me laughing, bro.
You don't got $5?
Exactly, bro.
I was about to
get
say,
that,
bro, she ain't got $5. She's a teacher.
My teachers in like intermediate school, they used to always sit back and complain about their salary. One of them literally calculated what they made, how much gas costed. I'm just like, so after a month of gas, do you know how much I have left over?
Bro, shut the fuck up and give me an assignment. I used to be on the basketball team in high school. In 10th grade, I had decided that was going to be my last year playing. Somehow, word got around to the coach, and the coach found out that I wasn't going to be playing next year. He was like, so I've heard that you're not going to be playing basketball next year. Is that true? And I said, yeah. He tells me that since I'm not going to be playing next year, I'm basically just taking up space for other people to practice. What he made me do was sit on the sideline every single day and made me waste an entire class period just sitting there watching people play basketball because I wasn't going to play the next year. It was too late for me to transfer to an actual class. I just had to sit there and waste like half a semester. When I was younger, I used to argue with everyone for no reason, even if I didn't know what the subject was about. Like, for example, when I was back in Head Start, there was this kid in my class who had like a wart on his finger, right? I had never seen a wart before up until I saw this kid's wart on his finger, and I had walked up to him and I was like, hey, what's that bubble on your finger? And he was like, it's not a bubble, it's a wart. I started arguing with him saying that, nah, that's a bubble. I don't know what a wart is, but that's a bubble. And he was like, no, it's a wart. And dude started getting so pissed, and I was like, look, bro, I don't know what the hell a wart is, right? But that right there on your finger is very clearly a bubble. He got so mad and like didn't talk to me ever again. Whenever you guys were in school, did your teachers ever like teach you some useless ass bullshit and like nobody's getting it, and then they'd be like, well, you're gonna need to learn this because you're gonna use this a lot in the real world? Like, why the fuck do I need to know the surface area of a stop sign, bro? Like, I don't give a fuck about this.
Look, man, no matter what, I always know one thing. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and the nucleus is the brain of the cell.
Derrick, you forgot the most important thing we learned, bro. PEMDAS.
Exactly, bro. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I excuse dear Aunt Sally every day. Is it just me, or are middle school teachers the dumbest people on earth? So in middle school, before we go to class, 6th graders go sit in the cafeteria until it's time to go to class. So this is the day after Halloween, so everyone has candy, and we're all sitting there. And then one guy just decides, you know what, I'm gonna throw this. So he throws his candy across the cafeteria. It hits someone, then they start throwing candy. Next thing you know, it's just a big candy fight going on. Eventually, everybody runs out of candy to throw, I guess, and the teachers come to stop everything. And then they get all the people that have candy sitting around them, they get in trouble because allegedly they're the ones who are throwing the candy. But if they were throwing the candy, how would they still have it? So if you weren't throwing candy, you probably got in trouble that day.
If you're throwing candy, you should have all of it right now.
I was one of the people still sitting there with all of my candy, just being like, why would I throw my candy on purpose? I want to eat this. I'm not gonna throw it for fun. What is that?
I used to be the worst friend back in like kindergarten. So back in kindergarten, my best friend at the time had this really cool Matchbox car. Whenever I was younger, I was really into cars and stuff like that. So obviously I really enjoyed Matchbox cars. And he had this really cool one that he would bring to school and we would play with every day. Like I would bring some and he would bring some. And this really cool one that he had, I eyeballed it like every day. I wanted that hoe, right? One day I made the conscious decision. I was like, all right, so I know we're going to be playing with our cars again tomorrow. I'm finna swipe it. That car is mine. That has my name all over it. So next day of school comes around and he goes to the bathroom, or he turns his back away from it for a few seconds. I hurry up and swipe that car and put it in my pocket. And then he comes back and he's like, hey, where's my card? Have you seen it? I'm like, oh no, I haven't seen it. Last I saw you were playing with it. It may be over here with all these other cars. I'll help you look for it though. I helped him look for this car for like 20 minutes and felt that hoe in my pocket the entire time. So I had this friend back in high school who thought he was so much better than me because he started dating an ex of mine after I had already dated her. This homie of mine, or so I thought, he thought he was hot shit because he started dating dating this girl that I had dated like 2 weeks after I had broken up with her, and dude was like trying to like rub it all up in my face and stuff, being like, yeah, I'm with this girl now. I bet you was with her. I was like, bro, I broke up with her. The fuck? So we all did some pretty stupid shit back in school, right? So I didn't have the nicest car back in high school, right? At the time, I drove a 1990 Toyota Camry, which is a pretty fucking old car, and it's something a grandma would drive, right? This is not a very neat looking car. As soon as high school would get out, right, the first thing I'm doing whenever I could drive to and from school is I'd hurry up, be one of the first people in my car. I'm doing fucking burnouts to get out of the parking lot, bro, in my old ass grandma car, bro. And as I'm doing these burnouts, I thought I was the coolest motherfucker there, bro.
I'm kind of that dude. I don't know if you noticed. The girl's like, ew, it's that guy.